reason soccer is called the beautiful game. Experience it live. The nation's elite teams meet at the 2013 NCAA Women's College Cup, December 6th and 8th at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Affordable tickets now available at ncaa.com/Women's College Cup. Precision passing. Amazing. Elite teams meet at the 2013 NCAA Women's College Cup, December 6th and 8th at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Affordable tickets now available at ncaa.com/Women's College Cup.
Welcome back, folks, to the second half of the Missouri Valley Conference tip-off show. Joined with me now is Walt Lemon Jr., guard from Bradley University. Walt, thank you for being here.
No problem.
Walt, you were named to the Missouri Valley Conference basketball team, preseason team. What's that feel like?
It's a great feeling. It just shows that all the hard work I've been putting in the gym, and just shows that I'm continuing to get better since I've been here at Bradley.
And you opened the season as the active scoring leader in the Missouri Valley Conference. How does that change how you prepare for your games?
No, it don't really change nothing. I still go out the way I've been my previous seasons. Just come out, just try to win the best way I can to have my team. So it don't really change nothing. I mean, it's good to know that I'm top of everybody in points, but it don't really change nothing for me.
Doesn't change how you prepare, doesn't change how you work in the game at all?
No.
Everything's still the same?
Yeah, everything's still the same.
Last year, you hit a three-pointer against Missouri State that ended up being on SportsCenter's top 10 plays at number 3. What was that like to see yourself on SportsCenter? I know as a kid I always watched SportsCenter and still do now. What's it like seeing yourself on there and saying, I'm the third best player of the day?
It's a great feeling. I mean, not everybody don't get a chance to say they on ESPN top 10, and I was excited because I was actually on TV for once and they said my name, so it was a great feeling for me. I was excited for the day.
You had all your friends hyping you from back home when they saw that? And
yeah, I got a whole bunch of texts. Everybody was, I see you on TV, you're doing big things, stuff like that. So it was good fun.
How were you able to have success last year when you played Michigan? You played particularly well against guard Trey Burke. How were you able to do so?
I mean, I just came out and just being aggressive and just play the way I play. I didn't come out try to reinvent myself or try to do nothing different because, Michigan was the number 2 team in the country at the time. I didn't try to just come out and, I'm going to try to score 40 or I was just came out just being aggressive. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a basketball game. They got to lace up their shoes just like me, and I just look at it that way. So.
Now, going into a game like that, some people might have a little pregame ritual, some superstition. Do you have anything like that? Do you have something that before on game day that you kind of have to do, a lucky pair of socks, anything like that?
No, for a big game, I just prepare for big games like I do any game. I listen to music and I just be real quiet and I just sit in the corner by myself. I don't really do too much talking on game days and because it's serious, it's game day, so I don't really talk to nobody. I just sit in the corner, listen to music by myself.
So a particular song or playlist that you have that you listen to repeatedly?
Not really. I listen to like a whole bunch of songs that upbeat, that get me moving a little bit, and I like to listen to Young Jeezy and stuff like that. So just stuff that just get me going.
Gotcha. So what do you have to do then to elevate your game so that you can be, because you were nominated as the Bob Cousy Point Guard of the Year, what can you do to elevate your game to ensure that you win that award this year?
Do more than I ever did since I've been here. We got to win more because you don't get recognized if you're losing. If we have a losing record, it don't matter what I do. But if we have a winning record and then I'm doing nice statistically, it'll help me in a big way. So the first thing is help my team win and just perform the best way I can.
Would you consider yourself then a gym rat?
Oh, absolutely. I like living in the gym. I got like extra toothbrush, extra pair of underwear, everything in the gym. So I actually spent the night in the gym last night. So
seriously?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Working on my game.
Really?
Yeah.
Just shooting around and you just stayed there all night?
Yeah, that's what I do. I really, my life is like, you can say it's boring if you want to, but I love it. All I do is play NBA 2K, or I'm either eating or I'm in the gym playing basketball. That's all I do, every day, all day.
So you say you play 2K. Are you an Xbox person or are you a PlayStation?
It was Xbox, but it's PlayStation 3 now. So.
Yeah, same here. I switched over from that. I couldn't do the Xbox anymore. How would you describe yourself as a player?
I would describe myself as a energetic, aggressive player that when he on the court is like I don't want to just say like a lion being released out of his cage or something like that. Because off the court I'm kind of quiet, calm, and collected, but when I'm on the court I'm like full of energy, aggressive, and full of rage. So.
Where did you get your start in basketball?
I actually started when I was 6 years old. My dad, he started me buying me the Fisher Price rims, just shooting on the rims all the time, and playing with me at the park down the street. So that's where I really got my start from. And
you are a local Chicago area kid. Do you have a favorite place to eat around here?
Yeah, I got a couple of places. I get Harrow's Chicken, Giordano's. I like Giordano's a lot, and I like White Castle. Not too many people like White Castle, but that's what I was raised on. So.
Why do you like White Castle so much?
It tastes good. Burger's not too big, but they burger small, but it fill you up, so it's good.
This year, there's been a lot of talk that you heard just on the other side there during the Commissioner's State Address and the panel discussion about the rule changes. How do you think that'll help you?
Oh, I think it'll help me a lot because my game is getting to the basket. I use my speed a lot, so it gives me a little freedom to get to where I want to go without guys putting their hands on me and stuff like that. And then the charge block call, that's going to help me a lot too.
What have you learned so far since being in college?
I learned that you got to manage time better, like manage school and then basketball and then your social life according to your basketball. So, and then you got to take everything more serious.
All right, Walt, in one word, describe your team this year.
Fast.
Why?
We are fast, we're more athletic in different positions, and I really want to say not fast, but different. Our team different this year.
Different than it was from last year?
Yeah, it's different.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, Walt. Appreciate it. Coming up next, we'll have yet another athlete. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter at Valley Hoops and also use the hashtag MVC Hoops Tipoff, and we'll try and answer all your questions right here, live on Valley TV.
Every pass of the ball, set-saving dig, match-winning kill, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship, November 28th through 30th at Charles Koch Arena in Wichita, Kansas. For tickets and more information, call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com. Be there for every kick of the ball, game-saving stop, match-winning goal, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship, November 13th, 15th, and 17th at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. For tickets and more information, call 309-677-2625 or visit BradleyBraves.com.
NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. Experience it live.
Oh, brings it home.
As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 21st and 23rd at the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis. Affordable tickets now available. Visit ncaa.com/MVB tickets. NCAA March Madness is coming to St.
Clark from Drake University. Kendall, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Kendall, you're kind of a three-point shooter. Why is that your specialty?
As a basketball player, when you can shoot the three, it's fun because it gives you that range, and who doesn't like getting an extra point for just jumping up and shooting it? As a smaller guard, it's harder for me to get inside and, really bang in with the post, and so it's nice being able to step back and shoot a three and kind of get that three-point play in a different way.
Has that always been your game?
It actually hasn't, when I was growing up, I was a slasher, drove to the basket a lot, really tried to get in there as a quick guard, and, once I think it was probably more when I got into high school that I was like, I'm going to start shooting threes because, one, it's fun, you get the extra point, and I really liked it, and then, that kind of carried over into my collegiate career, just kind of became my specialty and one thing I was kind of known for, and from there it kind of just went.
Now, most players, they care more about the points they score rather than points prevented. But you're a pretty good defensive player as well. Why is defense so important to you?
That's something that has been stressed to me since I was very little, that, you can be a great offensive player, but if you can play defense, you'll play wherever you want, and you will play because, sure, if you score 10 points but give up 20, you're not a very good asset to the team. And so that's something that I've always tried to work hard on, and, sometimes our coaches don't think I'm a very good defender, but, I try. That's something that I think is very important. I think it wins games. You can't just be a one-track pony. You got to have it all if you want to do well. And I take pride in my defense, and I try to do the best I can.
Now, your coach right now is a pretty fairly young person. How is that for your relationship?
I think it's good. I think she's able to relate to us, and she's not too far out of her collegiate career, and she understands what we're going through, and she understands the difficulties that we have too, as far as with the game changing and things like that. She just had her son 17 months ago, and she's pregnant again, and so that aspect of it too is really fun. And just also, this is her first head coaching experience, so to see her grow in that, it's been really neat, and being able to experience that is cool.
Now, you guys had this thing called Ball in the Mall. What was that?
Yeah, so we're known for the Drake relays, and one of the big events that we do is we have a pole vault in the mall, and so we bring in all these big pole vaulters, and they literally just run down the mall and pole vault. And So it kind of spiraled from that idea, and they brought in a half-court basketball, and we met out there one day and went through some drills and had some shooting competitions with fans. They had a little dunk contest for some little boys, and it was just a great way to meet some of the people in the community in a different environment and bring awareness to our program.
Speaking of meeting people in the community, can you explain to me who Audrey Rummage is?
Yeah, so there's this program called Team Impact where they link children who have life-threatening illnesses or diseases with programs to kind of give them encouragement, to kind of let them be a part of something. And Audrey was recently connected to our team, and we signed her, and she has been a huge addition, and we're so happy to have her. She just has this bright, smiling face, and we kind of weren't sure, who we were going to get or how it was going to be, but it's been a huge blessing, and we're so happy that she's a part of our team. And she's been showing up to practices, and it's cute because you'll look over there and she'll have this big old smile on her face, and you're reminded of that you're doing something bigger, and you're playing for something so much more important than just the numbers, or you're playing for people that can't, or I don't know. It's just been incredibly awesome, and we're lucky to have her.
What other sports did you play besides basketball?
I haven't played any other sports since I was in second grade.
Really?
Yeah, and when I was second grade, I decided, basketball is the one. I want to devote all my time and energy to that, and so yeah, I've been a sellout player since then.
As a child, what was your favorite memory?
My favorite memory? Oh gosh. Oh man, I'd have to say oh gosh, that's tough. One of them would be in second grade. I got called to the office, and I was a pretty good kid, so that wasn't normal. So I, go up to the office, and the principal was like, Kendall, there's someone on the phone that needs to talk to you. I was like, okay, and pick up the phone. It was my mom, and she was like, Kendall? I said, yeah. Do you think you can get your homework for the next 2 weeks? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm sure Miss Gooden will let me do that. And she was like, well, we just got tickets to go to the Sweet 16 with the Lady Bears, and that was when Jackie Stiles was playing there. And I'm from Springfield, Missouri, and so that area, and grew up when Jackie Stiles was there, and was very close to that team. Was part of the little Bear program, and so I was just blown away. So we left that day. She picked me up from after school. I already had my bags packed, and we left and flew out to Washington with them and chartered with them. And so it was just, I think it was a very crucial point in my time where it just really helped develop my dreams, and it was just a really cool experience.
How did that experience put what you're doing now into perspective?
I mean, as an athlete, sometimes you forget once you make it to college, that you finally made it. You're living your dreams, and that was a huge part of my dreams, getting to experience that at such a young age and kind of being on the inside. It made everything, I don't know, it just totally put the fire in my belly, if you'll use that expression. And now it kind of drives what I do. When I'm having a hard day, I think back to those times. I try to remember, what, this is why I'm doing that. I'm playing for that little girl that had the biggest dreams and just dared to dream big. And so yeah, I think those little things that my mom was able to give me and teach me has come a long way.
Well, Kendall, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
your time.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back with another player from the Missouri Valley Conference team. Be sure to tweet us at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tipoff. We'll be right back.
Champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship, November 13th, 15th, and 17th at Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois. For tickets and more information, call 309-677-2625 or visit BradleyBraves.com. Be there for every pass of the ball. Set-saving dig, match-winning kill, and the crowning of a champion. Don't miss the 2013 Missouri Valley Conference Volleyball Championship, November 28th through 30th at Charles Koch Arena in Wichita, Kansas. For tickets and more information, call 316-978-3267 or visit GoShockers.com.
NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. Experience it live.
Brings it home.
As 8 of the top collegiate teams compete for a shot at the NCAA Sweet 16. Don't miss the buzzer beaters. As Cinderellas crash the party at the 2014 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship. March 21st and 23rd at the Scott
Precision passing. Amazing ball control. Unbelievable defense. There's a reason soccer is called the beautiful game. Experience it live. The nation's elite teams meet at the 2013 NCAA Women's College Cup, December 6th and 8th at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Affordable tickets now available at Precision Passing. NCAA Women's College Cup, December 6th and 8th at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. Affordable tickets now available at ncaa.com/Women's College Cup.
Now is Simone Law of Loyola and the newest team into the Missouri Valley Conference. Simone, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Simone, this is your first year in the Missouri Valley Conference. What are you expecting from the MVC compared to the Horizon League?
I'm expecting a much better, tougher competition, bigger girls, so we just have to bring it every night. We're new, so we want to just show everybody that we're a contender this year.
Your coach is new this year as well. Happens to be one of the greatest players of all time. How do you not get starstruck in practice and just stand there and just... How do you go about doing your thing without just standing there and just wanting to watch Cheryl?
We just take it like she's a great teacher. We can learn so much from her. She's been through so much, experienced a lot, so she's just a great mentor for us to have. And through all her accomplishments, we hope to one day achieve the same things.
Having not seen any of the teams in the Valley, who are you looking most forward to playing?
Actually, I want to play Wichita State just because I've heard so much about them. I'm really excited to play them, and I heard the Player of the Year is on the team, preseason Player of the Year. So I gotta see what she's like.
Is that you challenging her that you might want to be the Player of the Year?
I just can't wait to play her. I'm excited, so we'll see how it goes.
Your team won 11 of the last 14 games last year. How do you carry that momentum into this season?
Well, we just got to stay confident and pumped, just stay together as a team. Pretty much we won it. We're hungry this year, and we just want to show everybody that we're ready to join the Missouri Valley.
You are also the first ever Loyola athlete to be selected in the Missouri Valley Conference team, preseason all-conference team. What's that feel like?
It's a great accomplishment. I think everybody, my team, just everybody getting me there to this point, just pushing. Loyola is a great place to be, and I'm happy that I was able to help contribute to the program.
Switching gears a little bit, what's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is spiders. I'm not even going to lie. I'm so scared of spiders.
Why?
I just hate them. If I see a spider, I will run. I'm just going to shut down. I hate spiders.
So basically, if the other opponent drops a spider on the floor, it's over.
They got me. It's like my kryptonite.
What is the one thing then that you cannot live without?
My cell phone. Even though it's bad to say, but I am a heavy texter. I text all the time, so if I didn't have my cell phone, I'd be lost. How
do you feel when you don't have the cell phone on you?
I feel so weird. What am I going to do? I couldn't imagine life without technology. It'd be awful.
Describe your hometown to me.
I'm from the south suburbs of Chicago. Quiet little city. I don't know. I'm glad I'm close to Chicago, though, so it's exciting. Everything's downtown.
Did that play a factor into where you chose to come to school?
Yeah, pretty much. I wanted my parents to be able to come watch me play every game, so this just being close to my home, right off the lake, close to downtown Chicago, where everything's like happening, is just a great place that I could have chosen.
If you could change one thing about college basketball, what would it be?
One thing about college basketball. Let me think about this. I wish that they would lower the rim so we could dunk.
For women?
Yes. That would be cool.
How close are you to dunking now?
Wow, probably not even close.
No?
No, not even. I'm like a finesse player.
You gonna jump off someone's back and do it?
Yeah. No. I'll leave that to Taylor. My guy, Taylor Johnson. I'll leave that to her.
During the game, are you a Gatorade person or a water person?
Gatorade for sure.
Why?
Honestly, I just love Gatorade. I'm like a sweets person, so Gatorade is definitely the way to go.
What type of music do you listen to?
I listen to everything, hip hop, R&B. Before the game, I had to listen to like some type of Drake. I don't know, just some type of Drake song to get me in the game.
And do you have like a pregame ritual and this is kind of like what it is?
Yeah, kind of. I come out and shoot, but I have to have like music playing while I shoot just to get my head focused and ready to play.
With headphones or with speakers?
Headphones. I mean, I could do speakers too, but I like my headphones.
As a child, what was your dream job?
Dream job. I don't even have a dream job. I just wanted to be rich so I could just buy everything. Basically, that's what I wanted to do.
How do you plan to get there?
I'm going to finish my education here, get a master's degree, just keep striving.
That's a good start. Now, what was your weirdest date?
Wow. How did I know this was coming? Weirdest date? I don't really know, actually. You know what? I honestly don't know that one. I can't help you with that question.
How would you describe yourself?
I feel like I'm an outgoing, very confident person. I want the best. Like, I hate to lose. I'm a competitor. So,
In one word, describe your team this year.
hungry.
Why?
We want to be the best. We had a great season last year, one of our best seasons Loyola's ever had. So we just want to keep pushing, keep writing history.
Thank you, Simone.
You're welcome. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having me.
We'll be right back on the MVC Tip-Off Show. Be sure to tweet at us at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off for any question that you may have, as off the wall as it may be. We will be right back. Welcome back. Join with me now is Christian Thomas, forward of the Loyola Ramblers. Christian, thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Christian, this is Loyola's first year in the Missouri Valley Conference. What are you expecting?
Obviously, I'm expecting to come in and compete right away because I feel like we're not really getting a lot of respect just because of our record from last year in the Horizon League. But it's important for us to come in and show that we belong and that we can compete with the best.
How would you view the competition of the Horizon League to the competition of the Valley?
I would guess competition in the Valley is a lot better, just because more tradition, more quality players, and things like that. So that's been an emphasis for us in the off season as far as training. So we know that our competition is going to step it up a notch. So we know that we have to step it up a notch too.
What are you most looking forward to with playing in the Valley?
Just really getting a chance to go to a place like Wichita State, Southern Illinois, Missouri State, a place with a lot of basketball background, and then also being from St. Louis, I'll get to play the conference tournament at home, in front of my family, friends, high school coaches, things like that. So that'd be a great time.
Being from St. Louis, if you had to pick a city, St. Louis or Chicago, what do you pick and why?
That's tough. I really like Chicago, but I have to go with St. Louis because it's my home. It's what I'm familiar with.
Besides Wichita, who are you most looking forward to play?
I'd say Indiana State just because they're picked right behind them. So if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So I'm looking forward to them.
How have you guys changed what you guys do as a game plan from playing in the Horizon League to playing in the Valley?
Really we haven't changed a whole lot. A lot of the emphasis is still the same. Taking care of the ball, defending, rebounding, all that stuff is pretty constant. I'd say really. As far as our strength and conditioning, it's been a big part because we know we're going to a more physical league, so we have to be prepared for that.
You mentioned the physicality, but there's also been the rule changes kind of go back on that a little bit with the no touching kind of stuff. How's that affecting anything that you guys do for practice?
Well, the new rule, how's that affecting? Well, we do defensive drills, holding tennis balls. So really that kind of you can't hand check if you don't have your hands. So that's been a good way for us to practice sliding our feet, showing our hands, all that.
And who came up with that idea?
It was something Coach Moser thought of.
And how's that helped you guys?
Well, just even when we go to our live segments, we've seen that there's been a lot less hand checking just because we're so used to sliding and showing our hands. Yeah.
If you could pick one team in the NCAA right now to play a game against, who would it be?
I'd probably pick the SLU Billikens, just because Coach Moser and Coach Gordon come from there. School's right down the street from my house, and obviously they're a program that's been on the rise. They've been in the spotlight for a while, just in back-to-back tournament appearances, and that's kind of where we want to be. So I think that'll be a great test for us.
You mentioned SLU, but you were almost walking on there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, but Coach Moser was the one I was talking to about walking on there, and then when he got the job at Loyola, a scholarship was open, so I had to take that.
How would you describe yourself as a player?
I am undersized. I'm listed at about 6'5", but it's probably a little generous. But still, I play hard. I'm scrappy, I'm tough, I'm strong. Just get it done.
When was your best performance? Doesn't have to be college, could be high school, any time. When was your best performance on the court?
I'd say probably a game last year against. It was a home game versus UIC, or Illinois Chicago.
Yeah.
And I went for 23, 11 points. We won the game. We were shorthanded, but even with the stats, because we were shorthanded, we were missing Ben Averkamp, which is a senior forward for us. So without his leadership, I was forced to step in, bring some of the younger guys along, the freshmen, make sure they were on point with everything. I was most proud of that.
Which game would you want to have a do-over from last year?
I think definitely our first game. Well, our first game versus Wisconsin Green Bay, because it was just bad. There's no other words for it. We just got out tough. We turned the ball over. Just everything. It was so bad we couldn't even review the film and we learned teaching points from it just because it was just awful. So I'd really wish we could just play them again.
In one word, describe your team this year.
Hungry.
Why?
Because coming into the new league, we feel like we're not getting a lot of respect. No one's counting on us to do anything. So we just got to show that we can compete. We belong.
Thank you very much for joining me today.
Okay,
appreciate it.
us.
We'll be right back here on the Valley Tip-Off Show. Be sure to tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the MVC Tip-Off Show. I'm Anthony Giassi. Joined with me now is Alex Harden. She's a junior guard from Wichita State. Alex, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Alex, what is it like your team wasn't picked number one, but Wichita State seems to have that target on their back this year. Everyone wants to beat Wichita. What's that like?
It's just a motive for us to keep working harder in practice. Although we weren't picked number one, we still have that mindset to play and to compete as we are number one.
How do you match a season where you were Defensive Player of the Year, you got all conference honors, you were the tournament MVP, and you were a part of the all-defensive team, and this was just last year, these awards. How do you match that? How do you do any better than what you did?
Work hard, and there's still more awards to be given. And then it's just competing and helping my team out more than anything. The individual awards come and they don't. It's more about getting to where you want to be in March.
So would you say that you value more of what your team accomplishes rather than what yourself accomplishes?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I don't get a ring by myself. I have to get a ring with my team.
You graduated high school with a 4.25 GPA. Why is academics so important to you?
I want to be a doctor. I'm a biology major, so I've always wanted to help people. So you have to have the grades to get to where you need to be.
What kind of a doctor would you like to be?
Pediatrician or obstetrician or family practice. I haven't decided yet.
You want to be with kids then, it sounds like. Work with.
Yeah, I kind of like kids.
You like kids?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Your team reached the tournament last year, and you were overshadowed by all the men's team's accomplishments. They obviously took all the notoriety and all the notice from everyone. How do you come out of their shadow?
Actually, to our city, we're really not in their shadow. As much as they respect our boys and we respect what they did and getting to the Final Four, a lot of people came out and saw the progress that we made last season. So we have a lot of more new fans, even for our first exhibition game. So it's just building on what they want to see and what they like to hear and what they want to see in our Wichita State women's basketball program.
Which player was your idol or did you most want to be like as a child?
As a child, Lisa Leslie or Tamika Catchings.
Not Cheryl Swoops?
No, not Cheryl Swoops.
What's that going to be like, though, this year, playing against one of the all-time greats as a coach across the sideline from you?
An amazing feeling, just because her critiques on the game in general are just at a different level than we've seen so far in the Valley.
In the Valley this year, who are you looking most forward to playing?
Who am I looking most forward to playing? Like player or team?
Both.
Team, I would like to see Indiana State because they got put ahead of us, so I'd like to see what they have. And then player, probably either Kendall Clark at Drake or Cartasia Macklin at SIU.
Why?
Kendall Clark, because she's a real analytical player. She's very smart, high IQ. She takes what they give you, and she can shoot the ball. And then Cartasia, for her speed, it's just something to match up with, something to make sure we keep our feet in front of, and no hands.
It's funny because Cartasia said the same thing about you, about looking forward to playing you. So, do you guys have a little rivalry going on?
I guess it's been building since we were freshmen.
Were you guys the same age? You guys the same class? Came in the same. Did you guys ever play each other in any AAU ball or anything like that beforehand?
No, I think she's from Florida.
Okay.
So no, we've never seen each other until now.
When was basketball the most fun for you?
Basketball was the most fun for me when the whole team is clicking. It's where we're all on the same page and everything flows, whether we're right or wrong. We're just working hard for each other. So that's when basketball is the most fun.
In one word, describe your team this year.
Speed.
Why?
Have a lot of athleticism, a lot of quick guards, a lot of quicker posts.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was Alex Harden. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with yet another player from the Missouri Valley Conference. Be sure to tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off. We'll be right back. Just look at me and not the camera.
Okay. The whole time.
Welcome back. We are live here from the MVC Tip-Off Show at Loyola University. Joined with me now is Marcus Marshall. Marcus, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Marcus, last year you were named the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Year. What kind of pressure does that put on you now?
I don't really think it put too much pressure on me. Going into this year, I don't think I'm the only one on my team. We have a deep roster. All 14 guys on our team can play, so I don't think it's too much pressure on me.
Last year as a freshman, you played in a tournament in Mexico. What was that like?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was my second time being out of the country besides when we went to Costa Rica for our trip over the summer. But it was an awesome trip, man. We played hard. We played against SMU in South Carolina. We fought, but we came up short. But, I mean, it was a great experience overall for myself and as a team.
You have 12 siblings. I find it hard to be in a room with 12 friends. I mean, what's it like having 12 siblings?
I mean, I guess it has its pros and cons, man. We actually never all lived with each other, so, I mean, it wasn't a hassle, wasn't too much of a hassle. But, I mean, it's always good to have that family support, though.
Have you given any thought to declaring a major?
No.
No?
No, not really.
Have you thought about anything? Any particular that might interest you?
Rec, sports management, them are the two main ones I have thought about so far. Maybe criminology.
Pick a person that you want to play against this year.
Like, period.
Player.
It's not really a specific person that I want to play against, but I am looking forward to playing against Louisville. But, I mean, they're in our schedule, so I'm looking forward to playing. But it's not a specific player.
What are you expecting when you go to play at Louisville?
You always got to go into games expecting to win, of course. We're definitely going to compete with them. I think we can compete, and we have enough to compete. So we'll just see what happens.
Where's the hardest place in the Valley to shoot free throws?
I say Southern Illinois, just because the balls they play with, we don't usually play with them. So I say it's hard shooting there. I had a rough shooting game there last year.
They use a different basketball than everyone else?
Under Armour.
Okay.
Yeah, we play with Nike, so I mean it's different. So.
And everyone else in the Valley uses Nike compared to them?
Except Drake. Drake uses Wilson, and Southern uses Under Armour, and everybody else uses Nike.
So it had nothing to do with any of the fans. It's just more the ball that you're using.
More the ball, yeah. I don't really let the fans distract me too much.
Have you ever had one fan that stuck out to you in your mind that you just laughed at? Or
State last year, I had a flat top, and they called me Fresh Prince and stuff like that. He was yelling at the whole game. It was hilarious, but that's one that stood out all year.
Does that ever get to you or bother you when you're on the court?
No, it's actually just funny.
Just makes you laugh.
Yeah,
you didn't really.
It's funny.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
That's a tough one. I really can't recall one too well, but I'll probably say the first time I played football. I didn't want to play football. My dad told me I should try it, and then I tried it, and it was fun. So that's one thing I definitely remember, and I'm glad I did try it.
What was your worst first date?
My worst first date. Not having enough money to go out on a date. So I had to borrow something from my friend. That was probably the worst.
That's pretty funny. Do you have a favorite place to eat down in college?
Steak and Shake.
Why?
It's right down the street from my campus, and it's cheap, but it's good. So I eat there often.
Do you have a pregame ritual that you do?
No.
Nothing? Postgame, nothing? You just go out and play?
Yeah, just listen to music. That's probably a pregame. Probably joke around with the teammates a little bit, to get loosened up. That's about it.
In one word, describe your team this year.
Successful.
Why is that?
That's what we're going to be.
All right. Thank you very much, Marcus. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We will be right back with more to come right here on the MVC Tip-Off Show. Be sure to use the tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off. We'll be right back.
Athletics. Experience it live. Oh, brings it home. As 8 of the top collegiate teams.
Welcome back to the Missouri Valley Conference Tip-Off Show. Joined with me now is Ron Baker. Ron Baker's a guard from Wichita State. Ron, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Ron, last year you played 10 games and you got injured, and then you came back for tournament play. What was it like to try and get yourself back into mid-season form during the postseason?
It's definitely a struggle. I missed the whole Valley season. The injury was out of the ordinary. It took a lot of rehab, and luckily, I was very lucky to make it back for the Valley tournament. Did lots of rehab, pool workouts, and came back in decent condition to play basketball.
Watching you in the NCAA tournament, you seem to be very cool, calm, and collective out there. How were you able to get ready and prepared for such a big stage?
I guess you could say a lot of that is on our coaches, just preparing us. As far as atmospheres, nothing really bothers me. I like playing on the road. I like big crowds. I tend to play better and be more focused during those types of atmospheres.
What was your favorite game of the tournament last year?
Well, obviously, Atlanta was a big-time showdown. I liked it a bunch, but I really enjoyed playing in LA, the Staples Center. Whether it was Kobe's house or CP3's, it was fun.
What's that like being in the same locker room as knowing that they were in there?
We were told we were in the Clippers locker room. It was pretty crazy to walk through the hallways where all those big-time players walk through. It was an honor to be in their locker, and made the most of it for sure.
You seem to have like a green light to shoot from anywhere. Does Coach have that for you?
Every game, Coach gives me the green light and says, hunt shots, make simple plays, shoot like you're back home, Scott City, and that's the word of advice I get every game.
Why did you choose basketball over football and baseball?
That's a good question. My dad played baseball in college, so growing up, that's all I did was play baseball. Mom was a basketball player. When I was young, basketball was my love, and that's what I stuck with. And luckily I had good coaching throughout my junior high and high school, and that's just what I ended up choosing.
And you chose basketball at what age?
As far as committing to it for college, probably not till my sophomore year of high school.
And why did you make that choice?
At that point in time, I felt like that was the best sport I could succeed at. I was a good football player. I enjoyed football. I still miss football and baseball. But basketball seemed to be where, I guess you'd say, the money was at.
If you could spend the day with one person, who would it be and why?
Anybody in my family. Right now, my grandma is not doing very well, so probably her. Spend some time with her, and that'd probably be my answer.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Yeah, I do actually. After every pregame meal, I always call my mom, see what she's doing. Don't talk basketball, we just talk life in general, and it seems to kind of relieve some stress before a game.
And did you do that before each game in the tournament last year?
Yes, I did.
Did you have any post-game rituals that you would do?
Ice.
Ice?
Yeah, just ice my joints. That's about it.
When you stepped foot on campus, you probably had an expectation of what college life would be like. Has it lived up to everything that you thought it would be?
Yeah, especially in Wichita. We got a really good college life, college atmosphere. We are renewing a bunch of our buildings on campus, and college at Wichita State's on the rise.
In one word, describe your basketball team this year.
I'd say tough.
Why?
That's what we pride ourselves on. Whether it's when you rebound, be tough about it. Whether you play defense, be tough about it. So that kind of sums it up.
Excellent. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's Ron Baker, everyone. We'll be right back right after this. Be sure to tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the MVC Tip-Off Show. Joined with me now is Clay Anthony Early. Clay Anthony Early was not only selected to the MVC All-Conference team, but he was also the MVC All-Conference Player of the Year preseason choice. Clay Anthony, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Clay Anthony, 30 games last year, you had double-digit points in your first D1 season. How were you able to have such success in your first year?
Just believing in coach's system and trying to execute. And he told me from day one, if I do and get down everything that he asks, I'll have more than enough opportunities to get what I want to get done, which is play basketball the way I play basketball.
In JUCO, you were a two-time Player of the Year. How does that compare to being a Valley Player of the Year?
It doesn't compare at all because that's JUCO number one, and it's a way lower stage, but then again, it kind of just reflects how much work you've put in or are willing to put in to make yourself the top of your game or put yourself at the top of your game.
Why did you choose your junior college that you did?
Just to stay close to home and be next to my mom. It was around the time that my brother had passed away, and I felt like I wanted to stay close to her just to kind of be that support factor. And he left behind 3 kids, so I kind of was helping her out on that. And before I decided to come out to Wichita State, it was a big, tough decision. But my second year, I was actually planning on going to a D1 JUCO, but I was just like, if I do what I need to do, I really wasn't worried about the whole exposure thing. I just always felt like if you get really good, they just can't ignore you, you know? And I was at a D3 JUCO, and I got an opportunity to go to an elite camp, and I did what I needed to do in that elite camp, and I got a lot of big recruitment opportunities and from schools that I would have never thought would offer me a scholarship, and the ball got rolling from there, and I just believed. I always believed.
What was it like last year playing in the NCAA tournament?
It was fun. It was a great experience, and it's one I hopefully get to do again this year, and hopefully go back and be a part of the whole NCAA or whole college basketball movement sometime in the near future, to where I could just be around and be like the old guys that were there and supporting all the younger guys that's going through that stage, because it's something you've done, and just be able to give back and give advice, you know, and just keep people focused and do whatever I need to do to just help better people and myself.
If you could have the game against Louisville back, what would you do differently?
I wouldn't do anything differently. I would just play harder. That's it. Just play harder and just crash the backboard more, or take my time on my shots and, you know, not rush things. And I wouldn't really change anything.
What was it like being on such a big stage and seeing that when you'd come back home, you'd go watch, turn on sports or something like that, you'd see yourself in your interviews up there, and you'd see that for a couple of weeks? I mean, what was that feeling like?
It was crazy. It was something that you just dream of, you know what I mean? That you want to happen as a little kid, that you pray to happen, that you work hard to happen, and to actually see it play out in front of your eyes is just an honor. And it's like the only thing I could do is just thank God and just continue to work hard.
You guys are preseason ranked 16th in the nation. You will be wearing the bullseye in the back of your backs this year in the Valley. How do you prepare for something like that?
I think we're already prepared for something like that, because just as big as that X is on the back of my back that they try to put there, or we put there, that's only a reflection of how big our hearts are. So you better be willing to fight if you think you're just going to come in and aim at that X like that means something to us. You know what I mean?
Right. What have you learned this year from the past year and a half from Coach Greg Marshall?
A lot. Listening, his coaching style, just being coachable, knowing when to keep your mouth shut, knowing how to play hard every possession, the emphasis of defending and rebounding, and all those things is only going to make me a better professional at a certain point, and just applying all of that to myself is going to make me a better person and a better player. So it's like, how could you not want to listen to it? And if you don't, you don't play. So I was all for it, and that's the reason why I committed there, because I felt like what he had was something that was on the rise that no one really knew about, and I felt like what I could bring to the table was to help that, you know, go in the direction it was already going in. And I committed to it, and I invested myself in it. And he committed to me, and he invested his time and his coach's ability into me. And same thing with Malcolm and all those other guys, Carl and Ron Baker, and it shows and proves for itself, you know?
Right. In one word, what's your team going to be like this year?
angry. That's what we do. We play angry. We pride ourselves on playing angry. We know we got a lot to protect, and it's like someone coming into your house, like you said, with that X on the back for whatever reason it is, and trying to take something that you worked hard to build. I'm not going to let that rock.
Excellent. Thank you, Clay Anthony. Stay tuned. We're almost done here at the Missouri Valley Conference Tip-Off Show. We have just a little bit left, but be sure to tweet at Valley Hoops using the hashtag MVC Hoops Tip-Off. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today at Missouri Valley Conference Media Day on the Missouri Valley Conference Tip-Off Show. Be sure to go on to Missouri Valley Conference website and for all your basketball needs. Thank you for being here, and have a good day.